Hi everyone, my name is Kayla. I have a Bachelor of Health Science Naturopathy and I'm a naturopath at Kayla Nutri Naturopath. Welcome to my podcast Awareness. And today I have Mary from Are You Bugged Mate joining me. Hi Mary, how are you?
Good morning, Kayla. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
That's good. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to chat to people.
Definitely. Could you please tell us what is Are You Bugged Mate?
So, A Bogged Mate is a rural men's mental health charity, and our focus is on men who live in rural and remote parts of Australia.
Anything? Yeah, really important. And what do you do?
Well, we do lots of things, but I guess one of our main things is speaking engagements around the country, and I guess reaching those people in remote areas in particular. But I also speak at conferences and all sorts of things where I guess people who are interested or have, a vested interest in rural Australia, which we really all do because that's where our food and fibre comes from. So
Exactly.
it's yeah, and I guess the focus is on men, but we certainly never turn anyone away. We will help women as well. If anyone who wants help that comes to us, we'll direct them to the appropriate services. But one of our big things that we do is a program that we call Bog Breaks. And
Yes,
so
yeah.
it's put on the brakes and take a break. And so we pay for men to fly, we fly them from all over Australia to attend these events. And we've got three coming up this year. So two in August and one in September. And we take about 20 men at a time. And so they can apply on our website to tell us, why they need a break. And so, we get lots of men who have, either attempted suicide or are really struggling mentally. And yeah, we take them away, give them a break. We have an awful lot of fun, but importantly teach them some skills and some tools to help them with their mental health. It's a really safe place for them to offload. And I talk about buckets, that everyone's got a bucket and crap gets dumped in our bucket. And so when that bucket gets too heavy, that's when we need someone to give us a hand with it. And so they get to empty their bucket a bit. They learn some skills that they can take home to their families and workplaces and communities to assist other people who are struggling, be it men or women. But yeah, it's I guess a really important thing that we do, that it's quite different to any other. And I guess the whole Are You Bogged Mate thing is very different to any other mental health program out there, because we take a very boots on the ground, very practical approach. So I'm not actually a psychologist or anything. I've just spent my whole life working with men in rural and remote Australia. So I sort of understand how they communicate and take a very different approach to communicating mental health to them. And at Bog Breaks, we give them a little taste of, different ways that you can manage your mental health. And that's a very holistic view, I guess, from everything from diet, exercise, meditation, whatever it is. Like there's a whole bunch of ways that you can do it. It's not always sitting in a counsellor or psychologist's office. It's not always taking medication. It certainly is for some people. Um, but we just really encourage them to explore all the options out there and to, um, I guess, find what works for them, because
Yeah.
what works for one person is not going to work for the next person. It's just such a, a varied situation there for a lot of these guys. So, some guys really need to go and talk to a counsellor and they get a lot out of that. Other guys just need to go fishing. So it's
Yeah.
finding what is it that works for you, um, and encourage them to go home and make one small change in their life. Because we find, guys who come to bog breaks go home all euphoric and right, I'm going to change my whole life. And basically they set themselves up for failure in that regard, I guess, because they're trying to do too much. So it's just one little thing, work on one small thing that you can change. Yeah, so that's, I guess, what we do is the speaking engagements and bog breaks. And yeah, the bog breaks program, we're pretty proud of that. It's pretty cool.
Well, that sounds amazing. And like you said, it's practical and it's on the ground and it's speaking to them in a way that they understand. And I love how you said, everyone's individualized because they are. And then, it's that ripple effect because they go home and share it with, the family and the community. So that's really cool and really lovely.
Yeah, we see quite a change in the help-seeking behaviour of these men. There's 20 blokes, they don't know each other. They turn up as complete strangers, and then by Sunday night, they're usually all crying and don't want to go home.
Oh,
But yeah, we see a complete change in it, that they just take a different approach to mental health rather than try and carry it themselves. They are reaching out to people, and yeah, that ripple effect is pretty cool to see, when these blokes message me or something afterwards and say, oh, I was at the local footy and this bloke I've known for years who I thought, had all his shit together, has come up and had this big heart to heart with me. And, that's just super cool to hear stories like that back from the guys.
oh, that's really lovely. That's amazing. And where should someone go to get help if they are struggling?
Well, we usually direct the guys that we deal with to TACS, which is uh, text or phone counselling. And that's, I guess, really targeted to blue collar workers, to farmers, tradies, miners, etc. And yeah, the guys just find them amazing. So we're not a professional support service, but we, direct people to TX where they get 8 free sessions with TX, which is amazing. So yeah, work pretty closely with those guys.
Oh, that's amazing. And what should you do if you're worried that your meat's bogged?
Well, we always encourage people to, look for those signs and symptoms. And I guess, particularly with men, where it's not necessarily talking about feelings or emotions, usually not the best approach with men. So we encourage people to start with the facts and talk about facts, as men would prefer to talk about facts rather than feelings. So talk to them about the things that you've noticed, and to ask questions that require an answer. So open questions that require that person to explain, rather than a closed question, which just requires a yes or no answer. So it's, I guess, making that safe space to talk to that person, or making that space where they have the opportunity to open up and express what's going on. And you can ask some questions about that. Um, yeah, so we've got resources on our website for TACS and Lifeline, etc. Um, but I guess the other thing, like with TACS, is what I encourage the guys to do is, if you've got a mate who's struggling, rather than just telling them to contact TACS, you can ring with them,
Yes,
and
yeah.
that really sort of breaks the ice and starts that conversation, so they feel a lot more comfortable. TX will get some information from them and then make a time to call them back when that other person isn't there. So that's a really good way to initiate some support for a mate you think's bogged.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that's really important and a really great way to do it. How can people support you?
So we have a donation page on our website where people can donate to us. We're a registered charity, and they'll receive a receipt, and that's tax deductible. And also, like organisations and councils and things can book me for speaking events to come and speak at conferences and things like that. That gives us money to pay for bog breaks. It's really important to us that we don't sort of waste money or spend money on things that we don't need to. So I work from home, my home office. We don't pay for a building because I'm on the road a lot. So I'd be on the road for at least 1/3 to half the year. So away from home a lot. So there's no point paying for an office when I'm not in it. So yeah, work from home. So we do have, yeah, we can take donations or bookings for speakers. And if people just want to donate towards and want the money to go to our Bog Breaks program, we allocate that to in our accounting to, that money goes towards Bog Breaks, which allows us to run more of this and get more men through this program. So we have truck drivers, we have guys from the mining sector, the resource sector. We have tradies, we have council workers, we have farmers, contract harvesters, shearers, all sorts of men from all walks of life come to bog breaks. And this year we've seen a real change in the applications, a lot more men applying for themselves, whereas in the past it's often been the women in their lives that are applying for them, which is lovely. Um, but yeah, we certainly get blokes nominating mates to come as well. So yeah. So yeah, any donations through the website, or if people don't like putting their credit card details on a website, which we totally understand, send us an email through the website and we can send you the bank account details and send you a receipt after that.
Beautiful, amazing. And you have a booked gallery as well, is that right?
Yes, on the website, people can submit a photo of their bogged machinery, and we can put it up in the gallery there. So it's just a little bit of fun. Um, yeah, I guess it's that analogy of getting bogged is a bit like mental health and depression. That when we
Yeah,
get bogged, we've got to ask someone for help. So we don't just
mm,
set fire to the machine. We always
that's
take the
right,
time and trouble to
exactly.
get it out. Hmm.
Beautiful. I love how they're on there as, representation of that. That's really cool.
Hmm.
And where should people go for more information about you?
They can go to our website, which is aruboggedmate.com.au, or they can look us up on socials. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Amazing, beautiful. And is there anything that you want to talk about or recap that you feel like we haven't?
I guess it's the whole organisation started when I wrote an article, which was just an opinion piece and never really intended to start anything or create anything, but it resonated so much with men all over the world, in fact, not just Australia,
Mhm.
but the demand just grew from that organically for
Wow.
me to continue to do this work. So it's not like work to me because I just enjoy it so much. But yeah, the article is on the website as well if people are interested in reading that. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for all the work you do. It's super amazing. And thank you for taking the time today to make us more aware about how you being bugged, mate. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you so much for taking the time to find out more about Are You Bogged, Mate?
No worries. Thank you for listening, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.